Learn how to get kills with the pulse scanner, but as well as how to support your team throughout the whole round. And you will see some duoQ and TripleQ strats with pulse on ranked maps. Make sure to put the corresponding subtitles. Timestamps are available as we will start from very basics, so if you want to skip, do it. He's 3 speed, 1 armor with arguably the best gun in the game, UMP. There is reason why people call UMP GOAT. On a serious note, you won't be killing anything with UMP, and if you want to kill, keep your distance from the target, as the rate of fire is as small as... Let's not talk about the quantum mechanics in this video. However, you don't want to take the shotgun as it is even worse. Out of secondaries, it is up to you. Do you prefer more ammo, but less damage, or reverse? And finally, for the secondary gadgets, 9 out of 10 situations go with C4. Sometimes your 5-stack needs a barbed wire and therefore pulls a few times. In the Pro League, had took a barbed wire, because he's not just about the C4ing. With all this being said, let's go to actual ability. In short, his ability scans people through the walls, for 9 meters, and 14 if Finka boosted. The first thing that I want to point out is that Pulse, as much as he's a vertical player, scanning attackers on the floor above or below, he is that much of a horizontal player, scanning attackers on the same floor. Many people and many content creators either forgot to talk about this, the horizontal Pulse player, or just don't understand how Pulse is a powerful horizontal player, especially in the late games, as we will be able to see on the following Villa clip.
Taking those angles, not entirely knowing where his opponents may be, and he's going against 4 of them. One of them's going to get him eventually, and it's going to be Doki. He's having a...
Pulse is taking care of the northeast attackers, where the rest of the defenders can take care of Zofia and the other angles, as in the clip in the background. This is usually done in the late of the round. Pulse will enable Mute to get 2 easy kills onto the attackers. So, do not underestimate how Pulse can be a very strong horizontal player. Probably the most common example of Pulse playing horizontally is at the bank, Gold, watching for the default plant of CC. We'll go back to the horizontal Pulse player a bit later. Pulse is very powerful as initial info. What does this mean? You can within the first 15 seconds know what kind of push are attackers doing, and let your teammates know how to adjust accordingly. It is time to go for several examples because I know that you guys like them. Oregon, when defending either laundry or the top floor. Having Pulse by the watchtower to scan the first 15 seconds will give you enough information on what kind of push our attackers doing, as Tempo Storm will do.
So very reminiscent of the old Oregon. Take that big tower, work your way across attic, then try and deal with the utility along the way. So doing good on time, obviously, but they do have creators downstairs on the defense with Sloppy.
Or on Villa when defending Statuary and Trophy, when being around main stairs or Art will give you the idea if attackers are doing the Study, Aviator, Trophy push, or they are performing Bedroom, Astronomy, Statuary push. G2 will show us how playing Pulse in the train of Cafe will give you the immediate knowledge if attackers will do a piano push, or the East Windows push with playing vertically with the buck from reading.
Die erste Runde für hier die deutsche Vertretung von Team Secret.
But I think you have got the point. Not playing for the early info as Pulse is just like not putting the second evil eye somewhere as Maestro. I couldn't end example without the most common one, Archives or Consulate, to see if attackers are doing admin or yellow push on the top floor objective. Okay, you have found from where the attack is coming, and now you still want to feed the intel to your team. Here are some tips that you can use. Always be aware of your surroundings when you are using the scanner. The scanner is very loud, so if you are about to use it, you need to know that your room as well as the at least rooms next to you are clear, or you can bait them. When you're scanning vertically, there is usually always an option to scan from a safer place. Example, if you want to have eyes on the attackers in the cafe on the theme park, you can scan them either from the drug lab, storage, or toilet. In 9 out of 10 situations, the best way will be to scan from the lab, as there are windows inside of the other 2 rooms. Here is an example of hot and cold, a pro player being aware of the outside service door angle and positioning himself accordingly on the coastline.
That is some detector, though Mint will suffer from Karzeka, who had opened up from above. C4 still in the pocket of hot and cold, so he can...
Speaking about the scanning, if you scan someone, you don't need to stare them for the entire time, unless your teammates are about to make a play on them, or it is a 1 versus 1. Make sure to check their surroundings as well as your surroundings. For example, on Oregon's Z, if you saw someone in the bedroom or closet, they aren't going away from there. Make sure to check if someone is by the white window or even pushing you through the lobby. Notice how you could scan the same people from the classroom, but playing at the Z is way safer if attackers are not doing the small tower push. One common bad example I see even from the better players is when Pulse is in the series around the series outside door of the coastline. Be in the toilet, it is way safer. You can see the same thing. I will tell you now a bunch of tips before real in-game setup examples with Pulse. As Pulse, you need to know map and the basic callouts. You need to know which room is where. This is even more important when it comes to checking for the default plan spots. You will, in at least 10% of the matches, be the one that is denying the plan from below. You want to be able to check immediately if they're planting on the default or not, if you don't have calls. During the post-plan situation, many people forget that they have primary and the secondary gadgets. Use your scanner even if attackers planted the diffuser. You have 38 full seconds to kill attackers before counter-defusing, and that is a lot. That is nearly a full preparation phase. Speaking of that, if you know that they are bringing in IQ, you might not want to play with your scanner always on, as you maybe can see in the Pro League when Pulse is in the archives of the consulate, because IQ can see your scanner whilst you are on it. Thatcher is also a very good counter to Pulse when it comes to the execution part, as he disables your sensor for 10 seconds, more than enough to let attackers to plant. You need to keep this in mind and call it immediately that you don't have sight onto the default. When it comes to C4ing, you should be the last one that is using the C4 for the kill, because there's a lot of delay between switching off from the sensor, taking and throwing C4, and finally activating it. However, if attackers are stationary targets, and map knowledge helps with this, as you can guess if they are holding pixel angles or flanks, or if they're about to move. Map knowledge also comes handy if you know how attackers are supposed to do the vertical pressure, let's say on the clubhouse. You can expect buck or sledge on a specific pattern, and you can time your C4 well. This will come more the more you play the game in a smart way. Just playing the game won't help you. If you know that there is a window above you to vault through, and if you see attackers that are about to vault in, don't hesitate to throw a C4, just as we will see Sonics doing it on the consulate.
These areas are being played. Cardiac sensor out for easily. He'll take a little bit of damage, but the sledge now swinging away at the floor. Easily throws the C4, gets one for his pleasure.
You have a very useful gadget. Just because you saw someone with a scanner on the window doesn't allow you to pick him. One more thing is, when you scan someone and if you want to see for him, ping him so you can know exactly where to throw a C4 or where to shoot with the UMP. The final random tip will be: horizontal pulse player is way safer than vertical, as you're usually bunkered in the objective or near objective around the reinforcements or solid cover, just like on the following Pro League Twitch clip.
On his cardiac sensor, you can see it in his hand.
Playing pulse is hard, because even if these are tips, These are mandatory for every Pulse player. Back to the border clip. Check Jaeger and Castle's position. Pulse basically has both of them not to be pushed from the whole northeast part of the building. This means Castle can only be pushed on the lockers outside doors and main stairs, but that is very risky. And Jaeger can be only pushed through the triple office walls and long, but that is also very risky. And this will be one of the smart Pulse setups and requires just a free stack. Let's go to Villa, and this was also used in the Pro League. There was a deployable shield by the Astronomy and Pulse in the dining. Not only that your anchors and objective can throw C4s in the toilet relatively safely, but as well as you can play very aggressively from the Astronomy onto them due to the Pulse. Basically, Pulse deals with already set horizontal push, as well as he can see the whole bedroom push. If you tell me that this is not huge, then you can consider to uninstall. In this clip, notice Pulse, Jaeger, and Moses' position. Pulse and Jaeger are playing a huge role. Pulse has lobby and security. Jaeger has office. And finally, Mosey, the only other entrance, pink. What is interesting in here is that Pulse and Jaeger can easily make trades in the security as Pulse is behind a solid cover. He also feeds live information to Jaeger, so even if they are being pushed from there, Jaeger can be careless till Pulse says otherwise. So this is basically a duoQ strat with Mosey covering the last entrance. I will give you two more stack examples. On Oregon, when defending keys and dorms, having Pulse and so on in the basement means you can easily see any attacker doing a bedroom or watchtower push. It is recommended to have someone with you, just to keep you safe. Reinforcing these two walls is recommended. Similar to the Oregon, it is very often to see on the clubhouse when defending cash and CC, a Pulse in the blue alone. That way, Pulse can get their information from the CC breach, but as well as if he climbs just by the bottom middle of the main stairs, he can see the construction push as well. Would you like to see more Pulse mini-strats? Let me know down in the comment section and make sure to give me a thumbs up in this video as it will help me making similar videos. One thing what I have forgot is, don't forget that you can use your scanner toward the lower floors, like Renewals will do on the Coastlines clip. Having said this, SoloQing with Pulse is probably not recommended, unless specific circumstances. The gun is not in your favor. The gadget is actually very good for the SoloQ, but not in the real time. Would I recommend Pulse to a new player? Nope. You'll be better off playing with Valkyrie, as with the cameras you can see exactly where attackers are. Having a giant red circle on your screen won't help you with anything. Having a Pulse scanner on will just make you killed if you're not aware of your surroundings. Thank you for watching this video and staying with me for this long, and thanks all the patrons and YouTube members for making this video available. If you want to learn all the basics and advanced things about the Siege, make sure to give me a like, subscribe and notification bell to get all notifications from my channel. Make sure to give me feedback down in the comment section below.